All right, so you probably didn't think that the Mario platformer games actually had unlockable characters, but some of them do. Admittedly, a lot of them are Luigi, but we're still going to go through them and rank them based on how creative them are, how fun it is to unlock the character, difficulty, how long it takes, all the spiel. First up, we got to go Luigi from Super Mario Galaxy, the original one. What you have to do is get all 120 stars and complete Fate of the Universe, which is the final Bowser fight in Super Mario Galaxy. Once you get that, you will technically unlock a brand new game within Super Mario Galaxy called Super Luigi Galaxy. It'll give you the notification like, hey, Luigi's now playable for use and all of that jazz. So I think that's pretty fun, and it will take a while. Getting 120 stars is going to take quite a while. You have to beat the entire game. I think just because you have to 100% it and you unlock a full-blown mode with Luigi, I'm teetering between A tier or S tier. I'm not really entirely too sure, but because Galaxy is that game, I'm gonna do it S tier for Luigi. All right, next up is Luigi from Super Mario Galaxy 2. What you have to do is beat Bowser's fortified fortress in World 6. It's the last level in World 6. Once again, the final Bowser fight. The main difference between Super Mario Galaxy 2 and Super Mario Galaxy to unlock Luigi is you don't have to 100% the game this time. In Galaxy 2, there's a whole World S that you have to go through and beat that, and you can get 242 stars to 100% Galaxy 2, and you can do all of that with just Mario. You don't need to play the game with Luigi. In Galaxy, you got to play the second half of the game or the whole game again as Luigi to truly 100% it. I think because of that, I'm going to put it in A tier. It's fine enough as it is. I like it. It's not as rewarding as the original Galaxy Luigi is because you get a full-blown game with that Luigi that you have to exclusively use, which I think is kind of cool. You just kind of get the option to choose Luigi in this one, and I think that one's kind of cool. All right, next up is Luigi from Super Mario 3D Land. To unlock Luigi, you have to beat World Special 1-Castle. So you got to beat the entire game to unlock the Special World, and you'll get access to Special World 1, and then you have to beat the entirety of World Special 1 to unlock Luigi. Trying to figure out what the best way to rank Luigi from 3D Land is, because I think I'm teetering between that A tier and that B tier. With getting Luigi, you have access to doing pretty much the entire second half of the game for 3D Land, which I think is cool. So I think because of that, I'm gonna put him in A tier with Galaxy 2 Luigi. I think they serve kind of the same purpose. Next up is Luigi from New Super Mario Bros. 2. Now, all you have to do is beat the main game, and you have to clear World 6-Castle, but you have to enter a secret code to activate Luigi as a playable character. It's like if you don't even know the code, you will never know that you unlocked Luigi from the get-go. After beating World 6-Castle, and you go to the file select screen, hold down L, R, and press A. You will then play as Luigi for the duration of Super Mario Bros. 2. Call me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure World 6 might be one of the last worlds. I know there's a World Star, but I'm not sure if there's any worlds after that in New Super Mario Bros. 2, because Luigi is still technically hidden even after you unlock him. I'm gonna put Luigi in B tier for New Super Mario Bros. 2. It's just fine. Next up is Luigi from Super Mario Bros. 35. This game is dead, but I still wanted to include it anyway because you still technically had to unlock Luigi from this one, and I still felt like including this game nonetheless. Anyways, to unlock Luigi in this game, if you even remember, you had to clear all 32 maps that were added in this game. So you basically only got to play the entirety of the original Super Mario Bros. Game, World 1-1 all the way to 8-4. I actually don't think I had access or unlocked all of the maps in my time playing Super Mario Bros. 35. And maybe some of you guys did. Let me know in the comments if you guys got access to Luigi. I never actually got access to Luigi. It was so random. Whenever you got to get access to certain levels, you had to get in rooms with people that had those other levels already unlocked. I didn't really like this unlock method, and I am also a little bit salty that the game's just dead overall, so I'm giving it a D tier. All right, next we're finally getting to some characters that are not Luigi. First up is the Super Mario 64 DS unlockable characters. First up, Mario. You had to defeat Goomboss while playing as a Yoshi. Goomboss was this weird like mega Goomba with a crown and a little bit of like a robe, like a king's robe and all that sort of stuff. He was a very prevalent character back in the DS times. But basically, I never played this game, but what it says is that you have to go through a painting in one of the 1-star doors as Yoshi, find Mario's painting to go through, and then you'll get immediate access to that boss fight. Once you beat it, you will get the key to open Mario's door that's in Peach's castle, and that will allow you to switch in to Mario and play as him, which you will need to clear the game in general. So it's an interesting unlock. I think you could get Mario relatively early into the game, so it's not going to take too long of your time, and you do need Mario to beat the rest of the game. I'm going to put Mario in C tier. Next is Luigi. Luigi, once again, it is an unlockable character in a Mario game, but this time in Mario 64 DS, what you have to do is defeat King Boo in the King Boo battle as Mario. So you can't even do it as Yoshi. You have to do it as the character you just unlocked before getting Luigi. You have to do it as Mario, and you're obviously going to find this in Big Boo's haunt. I think you have to go onto the roof of the manor to be able to have access to the battle to face off against King Boo. Big Boo's haunt is roughly in the middle of the Super Mario 64 game. I don't know how it compares to Super Mario 64 DS, since that game had 150 stars as opposed to the original 120 in Super Mario 64, but I still think it's somewhere in the middle of the game, so you're gonna have to work a little bit harder to get to Luigi. I don't think it's worth going up a whole other tier to B tier to unlock Luigi, so I'm still going to put him in C tier for this one. Last up for Super Mario 64 DS is Wario. Now this, besides obviously Mario Maker, which we're going to get to, is Wario's only playable appearance in a mainline Super Mario Brothers game. But to unlock him, he's the last character you have to unlock in the game. You have to defeat Chief Chili while playing as Luigi. Now that's important because you can't do it as Yoshi or Mario, so you have to unlock Mario, and we talked about how you had to use Mario to unlock Luigi, and now you have to use the character you just unlocked, Luigi, to unlock Wario. And obviously Chief Chili is the bully in Snowman's Land, which is a later stage in the game. So you're gonna play through, I want to say 75 to maybe 80% of the main game in Super Mario 64 before even getting access to Wario. And because of that, and you got to use the unlockable characters, you're gonna have to work a little bit for Wario. Now, your perspective of Wario, whether you like him or not, may determine your ranking on whether you think Wario should go higher or lower, but I think it's a pretty solid work rate to get Wario. I'm gonna put him in a B tier. Not perfect to, beat the entire game to get to Wario and all of that, but I think a B tier is a very solid place to get Wario. Next up, before we get to the massive Super Mario Maker characters, we're gonna talk about Rosalina from Super Mario 3D World. She was the only unlockable character in the game. This game finally brought back 4-player co-op in a 3D Mario game. I believe for the first time in a 3D Mario game. You got to play as Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Blue Toad in that game. And then after beating the game, you get access to Rosalina, but there's more to it. After you beat World Bowser, the final Bowser fight, you get access to World Star first, so the extra world. So you get World Star, and then beat that, you get World Mushroom and World Flower, and then World Crown at the end. But World Star is what we're talking about. World Star -2. If you beat that, it's called Super Galaxy. The name of the level, they were not subtle with it. And Rosalina was even at the flagpole of that level. So once you clear that level, you get immediate access to Rosalina, which is pretty cool. So you basically have to beat the main game and then 2 extra levels to play as Rosalina. So it's pretty similar to Luigi from 3D Land. You don't have to beat a whole extra world to get access to Rosalina like you had to for Luigi. I'm still gonna put Rosalina in that A tier because you are in that extra world. Just the difference between Star-2 and Special 1-Castle, only a couple of levels in between, not much to really separate them in the tiers. So that's why I got Rosalina up this high. All right, so if I'm being honest, I didn't want this video to just be like a bunch of Luigi characters. Plus, we're gonna get to the Super Mario Run characters on mobile at the end. I wanted to bring in all of the amiibo costumes from Super Mario Maker, and I wanted to include those because I also included these costumes in my character roster ranking for the Super Mario Brothers game. Yes, I included the Mystery Mushroom in there in this character roster of amiibo costumes because it is technically the first amiibo costume slot. For some reason, I don't understand, but I wanted to include anyway because you have to unlock the Mystery Mushroom to unlock some of these costumes. So the Mystery Mushroom, you just have to do a couple things. You can either clear an event course, you can clear the 100-man challenge, or you can get 5 extra course delivery elements. It's very, very simple. The Mystery Mushroom is going to go in F tier. And besides that, the Goomba and the Question Block and the Trampoline will all go in F tier as well, because once you unlock the Mystery Mushroom, you get immediate access to those 3 amiibo costumes. You don't even have to do anything extra to unlock these costumes. Builder Mario, you just have to clear normal Gnat attack. Now, if you remember in the Wii U version, the original Super Mario Maker, you got to use the gamepad and swat like the gnats around, and there was 2 levels of it. There was a normal difficulty one and a hard difficulty one. When you beat the normal difficulty Gnat attack, you obviously unlock the hard difficulty version, but you also unlock Builder Mario. This took maybe 2 to 5 minutes. It was very, very simple. So he's also going in F tier for that reason. Next up is Fighter Fly. Now this one, he's a pretty cool looking amiibo costume, but to unlock this character, you had to clear the hard Gnat attack. Now I know it's pretty quick. Like it maybe only takes about 5 or so minutes to do, but it was really, really challenging. It was a lot more tedious and challenging than the normal one. Fighterfly, I'm actually going to put in D tier because I think he deserves to be a tier higher than Builder Mario for actually making you work for him by completing a rather challenging minigame. All right, next up is going to be a really, really difficult way to rank these characters, because if you take a look at Mario that you see on the right below F tier and Ashley, those characters in between from Mario all the way to Ashley are characters that you could potentially unlock after beating the 100 Mario challenge on easy difficulty. Now, easy difficulty, very, very simple. The levels are pieces of cake. You can get through it without hardly losing any lives. Sometimes you can clear it and still have all 100 lives. It's that easy. The main difference is once you clear that 100 Mario challenge, you don't get all of those amiibo costumes. You get one randomly. So because of that, let's take a look. From Mario to Ashley, there's 20 characters, which means you have to clear easy mode on a 100 Mario challenge 20 times to get access to all of those amiibo costumes. But the problem is they're all random. So I'm not even going to take into account how random they are to unlock. I'm just going to assume that for each character, you can theoretically unlock them with just one easy mode victory. Because of that, I'm going to put every character from Mario to Ashley in D tier, because easy mode 100 Mario challenge is a piece of cake. Next up, from Peach all the way down to Tetra, which is the character right next to Bowser towards the middle of all those characters below the tier list. Those are the characters that you can unlock after beating 100 Mario challenge on normal difficulty. Now there's 48 of these characters, which means if you want all of them, you're gonna have to beat the normal difficulty 100 Mario challenge 48 times. That's a lot of times to beat it. Now, normal difficulty is not too hard either. If you're decent at platformers, you can clear this with zero problems whatsoever. So it is relatively easy. The thing is, you got to do it all those times to unlock everyone. But every character here has an equal chance to be the first character you unlock after clearing it just once. So I'm going to move them up just a touch to C tier. It's a bit more challenging and a slightly more rewarding. All right, now it's getting hard to see, but every character from Bowser until you'll eventually see him Baby Mario, you can unlock by defeating the 100 Mario challenge on expert difficulty. Now, expert difficulty was a rather tricky 100 Mario challenge, as there were 16 levels for you to do, and they were all pretty decently hard levels. I did not beat expert challenge every single time, so you're gonna actually struggle a little bit on expert challenge. So if you really want all 34 costumes, you're gonna have to play 34 times. But as we mentioned before, they all have an equal opportunity to being played or unlocked on the first try. And I'm gonna put these all in B tier because I know even though they're not as impressive as like beating the game in some of these elements, expert challenge might take a couple of tries to do, and you're still gonna be a healthy amount of levels regardless. So I think putting them in B tier is worthy. All right, next up is 5 characters that you can unlock after beating Super Mario Maker's 100 Mario challenge on Super Expert. You got Iris Archwell, Mallow, Bubbles, Discun, and the volleyball player. Weird inclusions, but here's the problem. Super Expert 100 Mario Challenge is only 6 levels. How am I supposed to rank 6 levels? That could be cleared pretty quickly, but also it can take you all of your lives because they are super difficult levels. I think it might take a while to get through these, but it's only 5 characters, so you only have to do it 5 times anyway, but you can unlock any of them after just one try, so it's very, very possible. I'm going to give them a C tier. I'm going to put them on the same tier as normal just because it's only 6 levels. I know they're very, very hard, so some people, it might take a while to challenge, but it's not just about how difficult it is. It's a combination of how long it is and how satisfying the character is to unlock. So because of all that, I think all 5 of these characters are just kind of all right, and they're going to get C tier from me. All right, and lastly, there are about 48 characters, I believe, that you can unlock just by beating their main event course. They have one event course that they were a part of in various promotions and events that Mario Maker and Nintendo just ran every like month or week or so whenever they decided to hold place. Those were always fun. However, you unlock these costumes after just beating one level, and they were Nintendo made levels, so they were relatively easy, like teetering between the easy and normal in terms of difficulty level. They gotta go F tier. Like, I get it, but compared to everything else on this tier list, beating one level is a piece of cake. All right, so the last thing I want to talk about today are the 10 characters that you can unlock in Super Mario Run, because Super Mario Run is the only Mario platformer game, obviously besides Mario 64 DS, that has multiple different characters that you can unlock for its game. It's sad that we have to talk about a mobile game here in terms of unlockable Super Mario characters, but here we are. This is what we've come to. First up is Luigi. Yes, you do have to unlock Luigi, and the way you have to do it is in the Toad Rally mode. You have to recruit 150 green toads and 150 purple toads in there. So that might take a little bit of time, but also once you do that, you have to buy Luigi's house. And this is going to be very common with a lot of these characters. You have to buy their specific house from the shop in Super Mario Run and then place it on the land. You don't use real money, but in-game money that you earn in Super Mario Run. Luigi's house will cost 1,000 coins. So it won't take too long. I'd say it'd probably maybe take an hour of playing the game. You just, when you go into the Toad Rally mode, you pick opponents that have majority green and purple toads. And once you collect 150 of each, it won't take forever, but it'll take a decent amount. I think I'm gonna put Luigi in C tier because I think it's a healthy amount of toads to collect. Next up is Peach. To unlock Peach, you have to beat the World Tour mode of this game, which is basically the main mode. So you have 24 levels. You start with worlds 1-1, go to 1-4, and then there are 6 worlds, so you're going to end at 6-4, and 6-4 is like the final Bowser level. It's pathetically easy because they had to make it easy for a mobile game that was intended to play with only one hand, so they really couldn't do much with the level design there. All the levels are pretty easy for the most part. Some of them actually can give you a run for your money, but because you can like bubble back and like, you know, respawn and all that sort of stuff, it might not take too long. Obviously, you do got to pay the $10 to get to it and all that sort of stuff, but the levels for the most part are pretty fun. I think you could get through them in an hour and a half, maybe. Not too bad. It might be the quickest Mario game out there, but I'm still gonna put it in B tier because you are playing some actual well-crafted Nintendo levels, and honestly, some of the levels, despite being super easy, are still relatively fun to play, and you are beating the main game anyway. So I'm going to put Peach right there in B tier. Next up is Toad. All you got to do is just connect your Nintendo account to the game, and then you can redeem his award, and you'll immediately get Toad as a gift in Super Mario Run. You have to do nothing to unlock Toad. That is by far the definition of an F tier character. Next is Toadette. To unlock Toadette, you got to recruit 200 of each of the 5 different colored toads to unlock her house, and then you have to buy her house for 1,000 coins. Now there's 5 colored toads: red, blue, yellow, green, and purple, the same colored toads you get in the Mario baseball games. Once you get 200 of each, then her house becomes available. So it's very similar to Luigi's, except this time you actually have to pay attention and go for all the toads. And there are some opponents that have access to all toads, and once you beat them in the Toad Rally, you'll get some of their toads onto your side. It's just a matter of getting more toads onto your side than others. I'm gonna put her in B tier, same as Peach, because I think it'll take roughly the same amount of time. And Toad Rally is also a relatively fun mode as well. So next up is Yoshi, just a regular old green Yoshi. To unlock him, you just got to collect 30 red toads and 30 yellow toads in Toad Rally, and then you can buy his house for 1,000 coins. So he's by far the easiest of all the Yoshis to unlock, and the easiest character that isn't Toad to unlock in this game. 30 is not bad at all. I'm gonna put it in D tier though, just because, you know, it's just Yoshi. It's really no one special. Next up is Red Yoshi. Red Yoshi, for some reason, is the most unnecessarily difficult and complicated character to unlock, because you have to, for Red Yoshi, recruit 1,000 yellow toads and 9,999 total toads in the Toad Rally. That used to be the max, but then obviously they extended it. You won't get access to Red Yoshi immediately because you have to buy his house, and his house, for some reason, costs 50,000 coins. It's a lot. Very difficult. What I'm gonna do, Red Yoshi, I'm gonna put him in A tier because I think he's a really cool character. Red Yoshi's probably the coolest color of the available Yoshis. They didn't really get the best colored Yoshis out here. Like blue's kind of fine, that we'll talk about later. Purple's kind of a neat color, but like no light blue, no white or black different Yoshi, no orange Yoshi, like fine, but Red Yoshi's kind of fire. We take those. Next up is Blue Yoshi. He is also one of the easiest Yoshis to unlock in the game. You just have to recruit 50 of red toads and blue toads, 50 of each, and then you can unlock his house for 800 coins. So he's even cheaper than Yoshi's house. He requires more toads than regular green Yoshi, but his house is cheaper, so I'm going to balance that out and give Blue Yoshi the D tier. It is unfortunate because he's a cool color. I do like Blue Yoshi, but he's not that satisfying to unlock because he's very simple. Next up is Yellow Yoshi. He's the second hardest of the Yoshis to unlock, but by far nowhere near close to red Yoshi. What you have to do for yellow Yoshi is you have to recruit 300 blue toads, 300 green toads, and 200 purple toads in the Toad Rally, and then his house costs 5,000 coins. That sounds like a lot, but then you remember red's was 50,000 coins, which was wild. So 5,000 coins for yellow Yoshi's house all of a sudden doesn't sound too bad now. I'm gonna put yellow Yoshi in B tier. I think it's a perfectly fine place to put yellow Yoshi. Next up is purple Yoshi. To unlock purple Yoshi, you just have to recruit 150 blue toads, 150 green toads, and 100 purple toads. And then you buy his house for 3,000 coins. So he's a step down from yellow Yoshi. He's pretty much half of what yellow Yoshi is. And because of that, I'm going to cut his tier only by one though, from B tier to C tier. So he's going to be right next to Luigi. I think it fits purple Yoshi pretty well. Last character we'll be talking about today is Daisy from Super Mario Run. She was a DLC character in the game, but you had to unlock her because she came through with the Remix 10 mode, which is one of the best modes in Super Mario Run. I really enjoy it. It's just like little mini game levels, speed run levels. They're really, really cool. For Daisy, you have to complete Area 30. So you're practically playing 300 levels because each area is about 10 levels, if I remember that correctly. Each level probably takes about 30 seconds. So I'd say you can probably get through Daisy in maybe an hour to 2 hours or so. I think Daisy's a cool character to unlock. I don't know where exactly I want to put Daisy because Area 30 was a lot. I think I'm going to put her in B tier because Area 30 was pretty much the end of that Remix 10 mode. Pretty close to Saving Peach in Super Mario Run as well. I'd probably equate the two together. So it was a pretty fun challenge to unlock Daisy in Super Mario Run. So that's why I gave her the B tier. I hope you guys enjoyed this list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to give it a like and comment down below which character you enjoyed unlocking the most out of any game. Let me know. Also, thank you guys to my members. I really do appreciate all of you guys. You guys are so supportive, so generous. Thank you for keeping me motivated. It really means the world to me that you guys are this generous. And thank you for just enjoying my content that much to support it a little bit extra. It means the world to me, but also to every one of you. Thank you so much. If you are new, feel free to subscribe. We're trying to reach 16,000 by the end of the year. Stay up, bro. I'm out of here.